Hello, people.
Hello, hello,
We are
hello.
back after
everybody.
a couple of weeks.
Yes, we are. I have just bought a SIM card, like a Swedish SIM card, finally, because I was using my UK one for ages, and that was yesterday. And just before we started streaming, I got a phone call on my new SIM that I haven't given anyone the number of, with some pissed off sounding Swede. Who was quite disappointed that I didn't speak much Swedish and then just hung up on me. So I guess I've chosen someone's old number. Great. Hopefully they don't have loads of people trying to call them.
Now I really want to
If
know
you're
how many different phone numbers are there?
if you're good, you'll be able to figure out the name of that other person eventually.
That's true. I'll have to brush up on my Swedish.
Yeah, we are back after a couple of weeks. Today we're gonna work on a couple of Shamirs. The plan for Metallurgy is development has started 1.13, and we want to release a 1.13 version, and then we'll quickly update it to 1.14, which shouldn't take long, and release it to 1.4 for 1.14 directly afterwards. So that way we have 1.13 and 1.14 ready to go. Today's Shamir is going to be Hyper Xperia, quick one, and we might get to a second one unless we're getting hung up again at deciding what to call functions.
Rob is saying we should move to the stream channel in Discord.
I
that'd be
will
smart.
do that, yeah.
Can you tell we haven't done it in a couple of weeks? Am I
We are in the stream
becoming
channel
am I
now.
becoming a Swede now? Nay.
Nay.
Nay, the oldest English
No, he's
word
becoming
for
a
no.
horse.
Nay, nay. Yes. So
we need to whitelist off here. Whitelist
yeah.
off. Now you can join.
we know what we're doing. Honest.
I don't remember how I arranged all these windows I put on my screen, and now I can't Tetris them together. This is bugging me a lot.
So yeah, back to metallurgy. We are going to be starting with Hyper Xperia, since that one should be pretty quick to update. We just want to get them done really. So Hyper Xperia is one that I actually didn't work on last time. That was probably blue.
It was special.
I think it was
Oh.
mostly me actually.
Okay.
And there's no R, it's just Hype Xperia.
It's Hype Xperia. Hype.
It's
Yeah.
just Hype Xperia?
Yeah, there's no R. I'm almost certain.
Hype Xperia.
Yeah, it is Hype Xperia. So let's have a look and remind ourselves how all of this stuff works. So Hype Xperia, which I'm really glad I did name correctly in the folder structure. Let's have a look. So I've already done the band summoning and creation stuff. Do we have the?
Do you have it open?
I have one file open.
Oh, there
now.
we
Can
go.
you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, as soon as I acknowledge that there's not a file, it shows up.
I'm gonna build up like a little metallurgy site here.
I'm looking for the bit which says what tools it can go on, because that should be correct.
It should. Oh,
Have I missed it for this Shamir? Functions.
Should be
I don't
a
see. I
bunch.
don't see any missing files. Add band. Check tool validity. There we go. So it can go on swords, shovels, pickaxes, and axes, all the way down to wood. Yep, that's okay.
swords, shovels, pickaxes, and axes.
So we should already be able to
the
put-
weapons and the
Oh, it looks so
Cool, yeah.
clean. Yeah, we should already be able to. What are you doing here, Blue?
I'm setting up a metallurgy thingy. I thought I would be helpful here for once.
Okay. Pardon me. I think I'm getting a bit of a cough. Arborenda is a tree felling Shamir. You put it on an axe, and if you chop down a piece of wood, it will tear down the tree for you. It will hopefully help with cutting down trees a little bit. Yes. How many Shamirs are done? Who has that list?
I have that. list.
Okay.
They're all
Alright.
built here. They just don't have any functionality yet.
We have. I will just read out a list of Shamirs here.
Okay.
So, the metallurgy base is done. The conduction Shamir is being worked on, but not finished. Levity is outdated. Enderbolt is outdated. Musical is outdated. Census is outdated. Diffuse is done. Tinker is done. Hypexperia is being worked on right now. Miraculum is updated. Aberrenda is updated. Forterra is outdated. And Gemini is outdated.
So we've done about half of them?
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Less than half.
Oh, okay. Misan says it looks like 12. I've created the structures for all of them. You can cast and smelt and apply and remove the bands from everything. It's just they don't all have behavior yet. Speaking of which, let's create a main.mc function.
I don't know if you picked up on the name, but Arbor Enda.
Yeah.
Arbor Enda. Arbor is tree. End is end. Anyway.
Not quite as clever as Ender, but still. Okay, so I guess the first thing is just to detect when somebody's holding a Hypexperia tool. That's what this module here is doing. It's okay. So we find players holding the Hypexperia tool, and then God, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. It's a conditional repeating command block.
Oh, I remember that. That was a nice little trick. You put the test for behind it, and then the conditional repeating command block. That way you don't have to turn on and off with another command block. It just, if the test for succeeded, the conditional repeater command block turns on, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I also noticed that you didn't share that trick with me on modules I worked on, because I only see it on...
On which one? My headphones cut out.
It's on a couple of them. On the ones I worked on, I don't see them. It's only
Well,
the
you guys hadn't invited me yet.
Jesus, alright.
I wasn't about to go and like redo anything, because I did not want to touch Tinker. That looked far too complicated.
Tinker was pretty easy, yeah. Let's see, End Rod.
It looked like a behemoth.
Execute. You're summoning a particle.
What's the number again?
Sorry?
What's the number of ore again?
23.
23.
It looks like you're summoning an End Rod particle at XP.
Yeah, there's a particle that plays when the XP gets boosted.
Yeah, there's a target orb system.
Yeah, because
orb
it
size
had
1, orb size 3.
Back then, but you had to. It only worked on orbs 1, 3, and 7.
Yeah,
because
I'm seeing that.
the only orbs you can get in vanilla. But now we can use data store to just double everyone.
Yeah. We can actually, we could just multiply by 2. Because it is doubling, isn't it?
Yeah. So we can just store it, double it, and then mark it as doubled.
Okay. Yeah, I guess this is... I think we're going to have to pretty much redo how this thing works, so...
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing to do is find out if they are holding the tool, and if they're holding the tool, we then look for XP near them that hasn't been doubled yet. Does XP only get doubled if it's only just if it came out when you were holding the tool? Like you can't just walk up to an XP lying on the floor and equip the tool to double it.
I believe that's how it did work, but we can change that.
Do XP orbs have an age tag?
Yes, they
yeah.
do. They spawn after 5 minutes.
So what we want to do...
We could make it new orbs.
Yeah, new orb. So if the age is less than whatever our clock cycle is,
that's a good idea, I guess.
Then it'll only apply. You could technically still, if you were quick, swap.
But then we'll have to increase the radius it's looking for XP.
In the old version, the way it worked was on 20 hertz, it did 1 per player per tick. So that way you couldn't have like the giant swarm just double it all instantly. It had to double it all slowly.
Okay.
I don't know if we still want to do 20 hertz for this or not.
I suppose I see where you're coming from. Like, you don't want to double a cloud, but at the same time, if
Yeah.
you don't double a cloud, then some of them will be picked up before they're doubled. But I
Yeah,
guess that's your
I mean, that
fault
was
for
kind
making a huge pile.
Yeah, that was kind of the. I believe there's not a sort equals random, but an R at R when I'm targeting the orbs.
Can't we just
correctly.
edit the value of the orb instead of summoning a new orb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do that, because then we can do them all at once.
But do we want to do them all at once? Is my question, or do we want to do it, one at a time still?
I feel like it should double all of them.
I mean, Wizard complained at me for doing only 1 cow per cycle. So I guess it should do all of them.
I think it was 1 cow per cycle rather than 1 cow per cycle per player.
That's a difference, yeah.
1 cow per cycle per mushroom or something. That was the
huh.
difference. But yeah, I think... I don't know, I feel like... It would mean, like... It's a balancing question, really. Do you want people with a mob farm that kill all the mobs in one go to still get double the XP? Or if they want double the XP, do they have to kill them more slowly?
But then again, it's... I burned it again. But then again, it's also a continuity question. Like, how would it make sense that you don't get double the XP if you kill them too quick?
Yeah, I think so. Unless each orb had like an animation cycle it had to go through before it doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with just doubling them all, to be honest. If you're okay with that special.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
we would be
trying to
editing...
remember the reasoning I had, but I don't I don't actually fully remember. It might have just felt better. I'm not certain.
Can XP tanks pick up
'Cause
any orb size now?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not going to be an issue.
Granted, there's enough room for them.
Yeah.
No, not granted. There's enough room for them. It'll pick up any orb unless it's already full.
Yeah.
So you might get a little bit of loss towards the upper end by
Okay.
a couple points, unless you're picking up Ender Dragon orbs with an XP tank, for some reason.
Yep. A Hypixperia doubled XP orb.
Oh, those would be interesting.
Yeah. Right. All right. So
Put an advancement in for that. Pick up a double dragon orb.
it has been so long since I did anything here. So we're going to go execute as at a nbt equals, then check if they're holding the Shamir. Oh, nice. At s run function. I haven't touched this stuff in like over a week or two, and been working in Bedrock in that time, so I'm just very hesitant about typing. Did you guys see my tweet about typing Minecraft commands into PHP?
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty funny.
I saw that.
I got an error. I was like, "What's wrong?" Oh.
Say it doesn't work.
Selected item isn't a list, right? Yeah, okay.
We probably have to do a couple of things to each orb. Do we just want to run a double function, or do we want to run a check for XP function and then branch if there's XP that needs processing?
As much branching as possible.
Okay, so
Well, because if it's instead of checking for checking for XP would require resolving the XP selector. So why not just resolve the selector when you change the executor? Because the only way to check for
so we could do execute.
the only way to check for an
as-
XP orb is to run through its selector,
execute as,
and then you'd have to run through its selector again to change the executor of the function.
So you're saying we should execute as the player at the player as XP within range, and then just run the function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to check different slots here, right? Yeah, it's just the main hand. Or offhand?
We'll have to support offhand as well now, but that doesn't work in 1 Yeah.
Do we want to?
We can't do it in 1.13.
What do you mean?
We can't do it in 1.13. I haven't thought about this, but in Sauber Cauldrons I couldn't read from the offhand, or I couldn't store into it. One thing.
Oh, you can't store. Yeah, you can't store into it, but
Can we reliably read from it?
yeah, you can read from it because you can
Can
because
you?
you can specify the slot count. What's the offhand? -106B.
Yeah. Oh, so I couldn't store into it.
Yeah, because to store you'd have to know the its list
Yeah.
indice. So
Yeah, that was the issue.
of whatever -106B is. But in 1.14 you just go and you use indice selectors. Which I believe goes something like this.
It says you can detect the offhand in 1.13, but you can't write to it.
Yeah, that was the issue.
You'd have to override the entire inventory compound.
I built us a little smooshing thing, by the way. This works after you broke the old one.
I could hear the venom in your tone there. So, what sort of distance do we need on this? Like 5?
What is it in the old module? Because I tweaked that quite a bit.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, what a lovely smooshing chamber. Goodness. Very feng shui. Hi, Crothers. Welcome to the stream.
Looking for the radius on the command.
By the way, Special, have you heard that I've replaced you on the public server?
You have? Oh no.
Yeah, so that one guy, he showed up from the nether portal and he had such a shiny sword. I couldn't resist it, and he's just, if I punch him, he wants to hug me, and he's just always there for me. He's just better,
He's a
so I
zombie
named him
pigman.
Special Build 32. Yeah, it's a zombie pigman.
5 blocks.
It's what I feel like right now.
It's 5 blocks.
So if we're doing this for the main hand and the offhand, should we take this section and shove it into a new function?
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'll grab that.
Function naming time. We should get like a jingle for that. Like a like as a podcast, just a little sound clip to play when we warn people that here comes the function.
So you say it's a little sound clip, but really we should be aiming for like a 5-minute sound clip that covers up the fact that we're discussing what to call the function. That we can play, like, you know, the 5-minute clip that loops. I was thinking of calling it
XP orb grabber.
find orbs.
Actually,
Yeah.
why are we doing the offhand main hand check in the main.function of Hyper Xperia? That should go in the main.function of Metallurgy.
No, this should go in the main function of Hypexperia. Because basically we're just packaging a bunch of data packs together with this one.
No, I
But-
think
but
Blue's
this is how
right.
It's how we did diffuse.
I think we...
Look at diffuse and what's the other one? Another one we've done? Tinker. Go to Tinker.
I
Oh,
think
for
that
all
they
the
are
others.
run off the... I think they're just called... Their functions called main in their folder that are run off the main of Metallurgy. Let me check Metallurgy's
Yeah.
main a second.
If you go to Tinker and diffuse,
Yeah, diffuse is here.
and look at their main functions,
Yeah.
the
So we actually...
overall main function should just branch off to these mains. It should be a function tag, but I'm not certain if it is.
But all the other ones do it differently.
Diffuse, they're all in here. They're checking whether they need to run from Metallurgy's main, and then they have their own main that they call.
Yeah, but then look at like Spiraculum. It
Yeah.
does the main hand offhand check here.
Yeah, so does Conduction, I think.
Yep.
So I guess we do it here.
This is not consistent.
This is not consistent at all.
Tinker
And
checks if
Arborender doesn't even support offhand. Well, it doesn't need to, because
neither does Tinker. Apparently.
Yeah, because with Tinker you have to break blocks special, and you can't break blocks from the offhand.
Oh, good point. Good point. Diffuse just checks if there's a diffuse item in their inventory, and then the diffuse main. Where'd that go? Diffuse main. Then checks the individual slots.
I think we decided to do the main hand offhand checks here, because it's just a main hand offhand check, and diffuse is a special case, because they are like a bunch of slots. Let me check the diffuse main.
It'll be all of the armor slots.
And then Tinker does branching based on the tool in its main. And the metallurgy main just branches out to it.
I'm with Blue. It should go in. It should go in metallurgy main.
So what are we gonna do?
Okay.
Put it in metallurgy main.
I will work on that for you.
And we'll just delete. I don't think we're going to need a main function in Hypexperia itself, because we go straight to the find orbs function.
Do we have a has hyper Xperia tag?
We don't need one, do we? Do you want to check for orbs at 20 Hz when they're holding the tool?
We might have to. Masod said in chat, I think a minute ago, that you can like mine. You can pick up orbs after you mine like ores and stuff pretty quick.
That's true.
After they are pretty like attractive.
They certainly are.
Damn sexy orbs.
Yeah.
We could do a weird resource pack for that.
In that case, we want to have a fake player tag that we set if they're holding the tool, and then run the find orbs function off the pulse check, metallurgy pulse check, because there's some stuff in there too.
Can I get rid of this doc info on Tinker? Oh wait, no, I'm not in the portal document. Never mind.
I've already deleted it on my end.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, don't do that.
Execute if score Hypexperia active GM4ML data matches. So you want to be setting the GM4ML data to 1 if the player is holding the tool.
Alright, I will.
Which should be the same as Arborender.
If the player is holding the tool and there's an XP orb, maybe? Or just if they're holding the tool?
Just if they're holding the tool, otherwise the first time the orb appears, you'll still have to wait for the full clock cycle to come around before it actually starts checking for orbs.
That's true. Okay.
So
if they're holding the tool. So you say.
Yeah.
I will just do it. Store players set. Alright, the main now, the Hypexperia main now sets the ML data to 1.
Okay.
And that gets run by the. Wait, that's the wrong function. And that gets run by metallurgy main, which has also been filled with the adequate code. How do we set it to 0 again?
No. Wait, what? What's going on down here? In metallurgy main, we're running the Hypexperia Shamir main?
Yep.
But then the only thing that goes in Hypexperia Shamir main is just to set the score. Why don't we just stick that on the end of...
Yeah, then we can just set the score here, I guess.
Otherwise, we've got a function that has one command in it. We might as well just run
Yeah.
that line from metallurgy main.
Right, I will set it to 0 after. Actually, I will set it to 0 before.
Have
So now
you-
we set it to 0. This is gonna be Xperia. So we set it to 0 and then we set it to 1 if needed.
Yep. And then after, yeah, that's correct. And then pulse check says if the Hyper-Xperia active score is 1, then it runs the find orbs function. Finish support for non-prepackaged Shamirs.
Yeah, we don't have a support for like tags and stuff when another
said
Shamir
that?
comes along and wants to hook in.
Don't we?
Because right now we're just sticking their main functions in the actual metallurgy main, like what we're doing here. So we'll need to finish up the thing that lets non-prepackaged modules hook into the system as well.
Who wrote that and where was it written?
Pulse check.
Did you write it?
No, I didn't.
I did.
Special? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about chat there, so I was really
No.
confused.
Because like right now we're just putting these into the main pulse check function of the thing. Unless we wanted
Demon Pixel.
expansions to clock themselves.
Hi, Demon Pixel. Is that a My Hero Academia reference that you've just walked in with? Okay. The other Shamirs would just have their own clock, said Misode.
So they just have
Yeah, I
they just
agree.
handle their own
They will
clock.
just have their own pulse check.
And we do have hook-ins for Shamir making.
We have we do. We actually have a sample Shamir pack. Let me check this a second and see whether I gave it its own clock or how it works.
Especially Sparks cutting out for you as well.
Just a tad.
I can't tell whether it was ironic or not.
Yeah, they have their own. They have their own clocks. My sample pack.
All right. Yeah, that works then. So should we? Oh, it's not actually doubling it, is it?
No, we've got the find orbs function now, which is
Are any of the atom function syntax highlighters updated for 1.14?
I haven't tried that yet. I'm counting on wizards.
So, are we there yet?
there we go. That should be it for this file. Would it?
Hey, Blue Psycho Ranger, welcome to the stream.
Do we need that function, double XP?
Oh.
Isn't it just a?
Find orbs is currently being run by the server, like the server location. So it's going to look for.
Yeah.
We have to run this off the player. Are we gonna have
Yeah,
to?
we'll have to change that.
Are we gonna have to execute off the player again?
This is why we tag the player then.
Yep, I will
Right.
take the player. And this is why we need. This is why we need a function. Yeah, this is why we need Hyper Xperia main, because that will set the Hyper Xperia active to 1 and tag the player.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
Okay, yeah,
Gotcha.
fair enough. Tag equals GM4
Function.
has hype Xperia based on what the other tags are for the other Shamirs. That matches the format.
Function.
Cool.
HyperXP I call main. Where's main? There's main. One tag add. GM4 underscore hype has HyperXP, is that? Here we go. Run from no.
Okay. Then we need a double xp.mc function. Do we want to test what we have?
We probably should. Let me put in some say commands.
Do we have a... We should have a Shamir over here, right?
Yeah, there should be one in there. I'm doing a reload now. That's not a reload command. Reload, there we go.
My inventory is somewhat
Okay,
full.
first error. Couldn't load function find orbs due to incorrect argument for command at position 38 on line 3.
I'm on it. Position 38. Wait, what? 30, maybe.
I might have not. There was a spacing issue. I might not have saved. There was a lack of a space here, and I fixed it. I might not have saved
reloading
afterwards.
again.
Okay. We're clean.
We're clean, alright. Bucks wanna have the honors of smooshing.
Yep, I'm doing it now. Well, the smooshing
yeah,
worked, was always a good start. Hyperxperia.
Oh, let me just
Should clone a couple of
here
those.
for you.
Do you want a couple of these axes?
Today.
Yeah. Shiny.
Wow, you're really giving me one of the most defenseless animals to kill here, aren't you? We don't seem to have anything running at 20 Hertz right now.
It doesn't run anything right now because I put in say commands in find orbs and HyperXperia main, so it doesn't seem to be running at all. Then the issue must be metallurgy main.
It's not giving me the ML data tag when I'm holding the tool.
Did I misspell something? Selected item GM4 active Shamir HyperXperia. Does the X have the actual tag on it? Special, can you give me the X?
Yeah, I'm looking at my data now. It has metallurgy, active Shamir. I run that whole compound through to make sure it traces it backwards correctly. Dot active.
It's probably because your function should be HyperXperia underscore Shamir main, not HyperXperia main.
Ah,
the
there
issue.
you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Reloading.
Oh, hello.
There we go.
Yeah, if you unhold your axe a second, it should set the HyperXperia active on the right to 0. If you let go of your axe. Everyone let go of their axe?
Special?
Someone holding an axe?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, seems to work. Yeah, I can. Cool. And yeah, game mode, survival. Die. Is that a message there? I saw a HyperXperia main I'm getting, but it's only running now and again.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, main should only run now and again. Did I put a message in? Double. Where's double orbs? Can you open double orbs, Bucks?
Double XP is here.
Double X. Okay, let me put in.
These debug messages are great.
Alright, we know that find orbs is running, so we'll remove the debug from there. What's the address for Find Orbs?
Sorry?
Find Orbs is run by the server, right?
That music is so loud. Find Orbs is run by the server? What?
What? I don't think we completed our style sheet thing here. Is it run by Metallurgy Main, Find Orbs? I don't think it is.
No, this is run by Pulse Check,
Yeah. So
but that's fine.
So this is players.
Yeah. No, that's
With-
server. That's still server.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we need to run
Pulse
off the
check is
player
run by server.
instead.
No, it works.
Which we're doing here, right, with the tag.
As I can't actually tell what tags I have. Because
I'm reloading. There we go.
yeah, I have it has hype Xperia.
Wait, why does
Well-
the
At
server?
themselves.
That looks like
Why
it
does
works.
the server? Oh, that's
At themselves.
Can
As
both of you select
every
those?
experience.
Yes? Blue?
Okay, can you select the X marks? Is it correct that it runs the main for both of you?
Yeah, because both of us have to get the tag.
Right. Alright. So it's that doubled, right?
Yeah, and when
Although
there's-
we never remove the we don't remove the tag afterwards though.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I should do that, and I will take care of that.
Sorry, what are we not removing? The player
The
tag?
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Okay.
Helpless everyone.
Got it.
Welcome to the stream, someone.
Oh yeah,
Did
well,
the parrots stop dancing? I put music on so they can dance while they are dying.
yeah. Hey Blue, Psycho Ranger. S equals experience orb that hasn't.
It's been like till since 1.2.5 since they last added a new music disc.
You guys remember that one snapshot where they also switched
colors?
colors every second or so?
That was cool.
The party parrots.
That was cool. I missed that, to be honest.
Sorry, is my
Welcome
keyboard
to our new
loud?
cereal.
The reset scoreboard needs to be changed to tag at a remove, says Mizode.
No, we already got that.
Okay.
I think. Because we didn't have the tag removal, but we did have the tag undoing. Or the
Here's
score
thing that we
undoing.
should settle on. Like, on some of these, we check for the existence of the tag before we remove the tag. I think that's
It's not. Yeah, it's supposed to be slower, I think. Instead of just mass exodus of the tag, just or yeah, use mass exodus of the tag on everyone instead of trying to figure out who has it first and only target them. If I remember correctly, it's more speed efficient.
Where are we storing? Where are we storing the XP values? In ML data, or do we need a new scoreboard?
Wait, what? Why do we allow it E here, anyways?
What do you mean by that, Misode? We do that in the main function. In Metal Type Xperia main.
What
We
was
do
the
add that
question,
tag.
Sparks?
Um,
Parts?
I can't. Oh, do we need a new scoreboard to store the experience value for doubling, or can we just stick it in ML data?
Probably, right?
It
Oh,
depends
but-
if there's not one we can use already.
Can't we use the scale factor?
Maybe.
Oh.
That's a good point. I think we can
Like scale it
scale by 2
by.
Yeah.
and then store it back into itself
Yep.
in one command.
Okay, you're gonna have to show me that because that sounds cool. In which case, do we even need the double XP? Oh, we do because we also have a tag to do.
We do need a tag.
Yeah.
So that would be. What would that be? Execute store. It goes above.
Execute
No, it goes above.
store.
Above. fine. Fine. There you go.
Oh, Misode, in that function, we're also turning on the 20 hertz clock, which is why we used a function, because there's two things that need to be done when the player's holding Hypexperia. Both, they have to both get the tag and turned on the 20 hertz clock.
So we'll have to do this, execute store entity, ls. Now we'll have to select the thing. Special, what's the path for?
Value.
Just value? Value will store it as what data type? Is it an int? Or is it just a short?
It should be an int. Or short.
Should be an int.
I'm looking it up.
Misad says we also need the particles.
Yeah, we also need particle effects.
Experience orb.
I think this should work.
Run data? Yeah. I guess.
It's a short, yeah.
Short, alright.
Scale by 2, run data, get entity ls value. Yeah.
Oh, they changed the end rod particle. I thought I was gonna type end underscore rod, and then I thought, oh, that's how it used to be. Shows what I know.
I wish parrots would actually.
Yeah, you should just be able to
useful.
copy the one from the last one, because everything but the name will be identical.
Oh, you summoned 10 end rod particles. Okay.
Don't pick him up. Don't pick the orb up.
Okay.
Can we get rid of that main thing? Please.
Yep, it seems to double. Oh yeah, we can't get rid of the main thing.
Thank you.
By the way, it's really useful for when you're doing modules with a ton of expansions. Label your debug messages like that, like namespace, then folder, and then function.
It's running the end rod particle off me instead of the orb.
Where's the end rod particle running?
Double XP. I thought the @s was an experience orb.
Oh, we never put it at them. We put it as them. There we go.
Nah, we don't have to do that special. Let's just put the
Hush.
execute at in here, because that's nicer.
What? What do you mean?
Like
No.
you made the entire function run at them.
Yeah,
But we don't
Has
need
to
it
run-
in the entire function. We only need it like
that's just-
for the particle.
but then you're putting another whole execute in there.
I know, but we don't need it for the entire function. That's like
But you have to change the context for that execute anyway. It's the same amount of work. Actually, no. This one's probably more at work because you're doing the execute twice instead of the overhead for this bit in the other function.
alright, we'll do it your way, but I'm not satisfied.
There's no reason not to.
Oh yes, there is, because now we're running the tag.
Three
at-
commands at the location of the orb instead of
Yeah, and two of them don't.
two
need
commands
to
at the location of the player and one command at the location of the orb.
This seems like a bit of an extreme particle effect, if I'm honest.
Is it really explosive?
It's really explosive. Have you seen it?
Yeah, that's a lot more explosive than I remember.
Maybe I copied
Hey,
it wrong.
Blue.
0.5, 10. Yeah, that's what you put, man. Let's try 0.1.
Change it to 0.1. Also, I think I'm starting to see why I only did one at a time. I think it looked a lot cooler.
Why don't you use the totem of undying particle? Like that's green and yellow, like XP.
I'm not even...
It doesn't explode out, but we can try it. Because right now, they just all mass convert. Can I try a thing? I want to see what it looks like if it's only doing one.
I used to change it to flame.
Yeah, I changed it to flame because I don't know.
So this is now doing just one per player per tick, just to see how it looks.
They explode outwards a bit as well, special. Just less.
The totem.
Yeah, like if you take a look at this.
Hmm.
In the old version special, how did you prevent infinite scaling up by 2? Like,
Well, you tag it so it doesn't do it again, right?
Yeah.
oh, I see.
That's what we're doing now.
Plus, it only worked on particles of like. It only worked on XP orbs 1, 3, and 7, and they became
Oh, that's right. We had to
2, 6, and 14. So.
Yeah.
I see.
It feels. I don't know.
This is basically like confetti.
Yeah, that's the point of it.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa! I will turn this car around.
The car that we are doing interference patterns with.
Yeah. Oh wait, is it just totem or is it totem? It's a whole totem of undying, isn't it?
Yep, it's the whole.
What velocity are we giving it?
Point. I put in 0.2 to see how that looks, and
Nice
I think
blue.
there's 5 of them.
I think there's an error.
Looks
Yeah,
kind of
it's
cool.
working.
I like it.
It needs to be up a little bit.
That looks better.
Make it like a cloud off to the side and then walk up to it. It looks pretty cool.
It does.
Ooh. Especially
Yeah,
can
so
give you
I-
one of those X's.
Yeah, I did add that one thing where it does 1 orb per tick just to see how it looked, like as you walked up to a thing.
It's a bit more spready.
That's
More-
true,
more
yeah.
sparkly.
I gotta agree.
I'm gonna try removing it one more time
Could
just to see
you
how
could
it
you
looks.
sort by nearest so that the one that's about to reach you is the one that's
Oh, yeah.
converted first, so that there's a higher chance that they'll still get converted before you pick them up? Is my thinking.
Yeah. I forgot that wasn't a thing that happened already. So this is it without it. This happens like more. Or
Can we give the particles a bit more velocity? Because they stick to the ground a bit much, in my opinion.
it just makes them fly farther to the side, not farther upwards.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just
Right.
catch
I've
all
been
your
trying to
XP
raise
in
them
mid-air,
upwards.
Blue. Problem solved.
Catch your XP in the air today. Get your free trial. Want to become a professional XP catcher?
What are you, Blue? What are you on about? Whoa! He went flying. They are really cute. Do you know Raz made the models for them?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're her parrots. I think she did the textures too.
It's nice, yeah.
Aw.
I like them. But they are really pointless because they hop off of your shoulder.
I
as soon as you
know
jump.
they shouldn't do that when you jump. Maybe when you crouch, but
Even I don't think they shouldn't do it when you crouch.
there
You
there should be a way to get them off your shoulder.
yeah,
But
just click them in your inventory. Like you can see them sitting on your shoulder. Just click them, they would jump off.
Oh, that'd be actually pretty nifty.
yeah, the
I-
whole
I'd
jumping
like
thing
that,
just
actually.
ruined
The
parrots.
jumping off thing is just ruining. Otherwise, they're
One
all
thing I think they
carrying
should
with them.
do is, so if you go into elytra mode, parrots that are like following you around like a pet should like spread their wings and soar instead of the awkward flapping thing.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
like the
Like-
dolphins
like-
grace thing, but with parrots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where they
That
kind
would
of
be a
You don't,
great
maybe
game.
not with like a not with like an effect maybe, but
you know how
Like,
yeah
like
but
if you were the head of a flock of geese.
yeah, like
Yep.
if you see a flock of starlings or something, how they all seem to move in perfect synchronicity, where they all just like your parrot just flies in relation to you and always turns at the same time as you, so it looks like a flock of
In
sparrows.
formation.
Yeah, information.
I would actually use these. Like these would be useful because they make sounds louder and they imitate creepers or stuff like on a higher range, and you can actually hear them. I would actually use these and carry one with me if it wouldn't be for the stupid hopping off thing.
I know. You changed it back to Endrod.
I wanted to see what it looked like. I don't like it.
I just don't know what motoring
It's-
thought behind let's make him hop off if we can.
Have we checked they're actually being doubled?
Probably.
we should do that, yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't-
I'll start looking at some. You guys keep
Well,
tossing them.
I know that our command works with XPRs in theory because I tested it manually.
Oh, the particle I broke. That's fine.
No one has killed themselves yet in our Georgia's lava.
It's because no one's on the server today.
Oh, there's Mizode and Six-Field Beast.
Yeah, these doubled to 6. Yeah, that one's 14.
Demon Pixels,
That one's
polar
2.
bears, pandas, and parents are super useless. I see a pattern.
Maybe we'll get penguins next.
Actually,
on
we
the
really
other
like that.
side of the
I
Minecraft
don't-
world.
See, one thing I don't entirely understand about people's complaints about the recent mobs is why do they have to be useful?
You mean more just
Like, I
ambient?
appreciate that they just... Yeah, I like that they add ambience.
But they should also add a use.
Yeah.
Should they,
It's-
though?
Well, if you think about Mojang's approach to blocks, right? They're like, okay, we're going to add a block. It's the comparator. It does 7 things in one block. It can subtract values. It can check the contents of containers. It can do all of these things. And then, I feel like with mobs, they should have the same mentality of it provides ambience, but it also serves a function. They kind of did that with parrots if they hadn't done the shoulder thing. Like, they had a really nice function. So, yeah. Anyway,
And I
did you
mean,
check if
and
the orbs are doubling?
The function of, I feel like the function for pandas is to complete the bamboo forests, and bamboo's function is like the scaffolding
To
stuff.
get sticks.
Yeah, and scaffolding basically is the only use for it, which I'm okay with. I like it.
I'm still not sold on this entire scaffolding thing.
You haven't used it. I've used it once or twice just to see what it's like, and I'm like, this is actually great though. Like,
You think so? 'Cause
it's way better than I thought I would like it.
can you instant break them now?
No, but you just break the bottom one and the rest fall.
Jordan, I'm
The
going to be
rest-
straight with you.
It's like signs.
I'm going to be straight with you, Jordan. I'm never going to stop typing Game Mode 1 because my job is in Bedrock Edition where it's still Game Mode 1. I will never learn.
For parrots, I think unsetting could just be sneaking, then clicking a block with an empty hand. Well, just and would work, but just
They
sneaking
operate like this, Blue.
something is just stupid.
Bam.
I would
They
actually
operate based
prefer if you just
like
wouldn't
signs.
have to click them in your inventory. You can see them there. Another thing they should fix is like, have you ever looked into your inventory whilst you're flying with the Elytra? It's not an icon. I don't know why I haven't fixed it.
What are you,
Bloody-
Special? What are you doing? Put the command block down and back away slowly. Okay.
Wait, what?
Oh wait, you can do that in command blocks now.
Do what?
I just wanted to have a look at the command and
Did you get kicked for looking at the command block?
yeah.
I think I got kicked without looking.
Yeah, I just kicked you with the kick command. I forgot I can
Alright,
do that now.
Hyper-experience is working,
I can
so
do that on here without triggering the moderation system.
My protection
Okay,
is
where
gone.
I have to
On Game Mode 4, I have to send packets that are too big to players if I want to kick them without punishing them. Or entering them into the punishment system. Oh, that's where my binder clip went! I just
Yeah,
looked up
Tank.
to the bottom of my bed and someone had clipped a paper there, and that's where that binder clip I was looking for
Hang
this morning
on,
went.
you just looked up to the bottom of your bed. Is your bed upside down on the ceiling?
No, it's a stag. It's like lifted
Is your
off the ground,
PC
like,
under the
quite a bit.
bed?
Yes.
Oh, you have like one of the. Okay, you have one of those beds. Okay.
It's a loft. No, I'm essentially a monster, but you just have a lot of extra space. It's a luxury monster.
In my flat, the ceiling is pretty high, so me and my flatmate, we thought about actually fixing a bed to the ceiling for guests to sleep in, because it wouldn't bother us, because the ceiling's at like 3 meters and 30 centimeters of height. So if you fix the bed to the ceiling, you could basically walk under it.
I don't think my ceiling
Maybe-
could support a person and a bed.
Yeah, well, we have a British Yellow hallway, so we'll just put it there and put like a stacked bed in there, and you could just walk underneath, and wouldn't be bothered.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, so Hypixperia doesn't seem to work.
Thoughts? Sound effect?
Sound effect, yeah.
Do we want, like, they're loud enough already when you're still in a cloud of them. Do we want additional sounds?
It has to be a really silent sound, 'cause otherwise you're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
With a Bing, bing,
Just
bing.
like a little ambient one, maybe.
What about, like, the
Oh, she had-
furnace crackle?
You're not cooking the XP, of course.
I'm just thinking of, like, little crackling kind of rustling noise. Or the default traditional pop.
How about this one?
Can you
For
actually
every
put that
board.
in for a second? And I will pull up the sound effects wiki page. Sounds. Like sounds. Oh my god.
What's the next easiest module to update, Shamir?
Let me look at the list here.
Gemini
we
is probably
have-
quite similar.
Forterra should be. Yeah, Gemini is quite similar to this one. We also have
Forterra's
Forterra, which should quite
Simple.
I can never remember what
In
Forterra does.
1.14. That's the one that spawns little chunks of goodies from stone.
In
Iron
1.14,
nuggets, gold
Forterra
nuggets,
is-
and
Oh, yeah.
redstone.
In 1.14, Forterra will actually just be a block loot table.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty simple. We just
But
need a simple
it's pretty
randomizer
simple.
and some
Yeah.
stuff.
I think I used the item itself as a randomizer in the last
Yeah,
version.
I would just use the
So-
UID of the item itself right now, because that's pretty random.
Oh dear god.
Either your UUID of the item or its rotation.
Oh
I'm
my...
not sure which one would be easier to get with.
I just had a stupid idea. It might
such
be
thing.
it might be a terrible idea, but for musical, right? If
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine if you have a musical Shamir on you and you pick up XP or you pick up items, every time you do that, it plays a note in a sequence, so it plays a tune. Imagine walking up to some XP and picking it up and it goes ding 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 ding.
Do you think we can code in the game mode 4 intro?
Ding 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 ding
But-
ding ding.
The Minecraft wiki is so horrible.
Ding ding ding.
I'll
I'll ask Stephen O'Brien if he can give us a one-layer version of it.
The Minecraft wiki is an utter nightmare. There's so many ads, it's so slow.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep working around my ad blocker.
The people at the MCC, the MCC wiki Reddit,
Yeah.
have been working slowly towards a non
Diffuse has
No,
already
ours
done
wiki.
BPL.
Gamepedia or non whatever host it's on, like a GitHub based one.
That will be good.
Wikipedia for all the technical details, which would be really nice.
I bet they would be able to sustain themselves by donations.
I don't understand why Mojang just doesn't fund it.
Huh.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Oh, you need like $50 a year to run the wiki? Sure, we can probably scrounge that up from somewhere. You know, we've only sold 30 million copies of our game.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
How about this sound?
I didn't hear anything. Oh. Oh no.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
I mean, that could work. If
It's
we
a
made it
little
more
too
sound.
watery, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
It is kind of.
Like,
I
it's too
kind of like
wet.
it, but I also feel like it's not quite right. Try a really low pitched pop.
I can't find the pop noise.
Random.pop, isn't it?
Might be. Can you try?
It sounds like I've got a stomach problem. God, I'm
It's
hungry
almost
now.
as good as that burp sound effect.
Yeah.
Does that burp still exist?
Yeah.
Man, we thought we could get.
Alright, so whilst I'm trying to figure out a sound effect here, can we start? Arrow.
Yeah, Forterra. Okay. Oh dear. Okay.
They're all pretty. All the wet ones are kind of too watery.
Now it sounds like a laser.
Yeah. Maybe there's like a pling, like more of a bell-like tone. We can find.
There's like a bling, but it's heavily overused.
Can we, like, tweak it to heck and back?
We could also
As
try
long as we
this.
do it exactly back, then yes. That is possible.
Anti-chicken eggs, says Mizot.
You are not allowed to use the end portal fill. I claim that for liquid tanks.
Alright. But that was a good one.
That is the glass block sliding into the slot in the hopper sound.
Mm. Okay.
We put on the music again.
I accidentally undid the disc, so I
Forterra.
put it back in.
I'm looking for a sound effect.
Take a look at the ender eye popping. Like when it falls
I
out of
used
the
that,
sky.
but that's reserved for Double Cauldron.
Oh no, we're running out of sound effects. Didn't see this one coming.
Quick, let's just add sound effects to our own pack.
Sparksy close to function, but had the sound effect in it.
I'm sorry. Hype Xperia functions double XP. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I'm trying to pull up all my memories of how Forterra worked.
Should Forterra actually be buffed a bit?
I don't know. How
That's a
did
good sound effect.
people in the chat? How did it work in? How did it feel in GM4D? I thought it was okay. Like it was like a good way if you like took it on your mining trip. It was a good way to get like some extra bonus stuff. Not you wouldn't like use it as your primary source of like redstone or anything, but it'd be a little just a little bit like extra.
People preferred other stuff over it?
Like what?
I don't know. I think another issue was people have to confirm this, but if you get those iron nuggets or gold nuggets, they just spam your inventory in contrast to like having items that you already have on you during a mining trip, like.
Well, you can compress
Gold
them
ingots.
into
I know.
ingots. Yeah. Does Tinker do nuggets to ingots?
It used to on the public servers, but doesn't by default, I don't think. Or did we add that functionality?
Trying to remember. Yeah, it does do it. According to the files, it does.
You can't mine.
nuggets and ingots.
You can't mine in the offhand, can you? Do we check the offhand for full terror, or do you have to
Nope.
mine with the tool? Okay.
So if you wanted to get this benefit of the little extra bits and also use Tinker, you just have to quickly switch to a Tinker tool occasionally. We'll let that compress your inventory and go back.
Okay.
Basically, you just have to carry another tool with you,
Fair enough.
which I think is a decent enough cost.
Yep.
Yeah, like Misode, you wouldn't use it as your I think so. This is my thought, my reasoning behind the way it was. Is that it's not meant as like you wouldn't use this as your primary pickaxe. Like you wouldn't put this on the pickaxe you carry with you 24/7. You would instead want to put this on like a dedicated mining pickaxe or something. So when you go on a mining trip, you put this, and by the end of your mining trip, when you've mined 1,000,000 stone blocks, you've got some extra stuff. But if you're
Branch
just mining a
mining.
couple stone pieces here and there, yeah, if you're just mining a couple stone pieces here and there, then the extra bits are going to be a little bit annoying. Although, it was a fairly reliable source of redstone dust. I believe redstone dust might have been the most... I don't remember if it was the most common or most uncommon drop, but...
Okay, we've got a Forterra check in main now. We're going to create a Forterra... Oh, hang on. Yeah. Yeah. What do we do in main? This is running at 20 Hz, I'm guessing.
What was the original doing? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, it would have to because you were trying to detect that stone item the instant it drops.
Players with 8th.
Marshall, how do you like this sound?
Ooh.
Is it that little clicking I hear in the background?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get a cloud going quick.
It's a bit.
What?
There's a bit too much of the sound, but the issue is that every XP op does it, so there's a lot of the sound, and no matter which sound we use, we'll have a lot of sound overlapping.
Hi, Scoretrix mix.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's just the subtle little undertone.
I like it too.
Alright, let's keep it.
What are the other new sound effects in 1.13? Note block sounds.
Iron xylophone, cowbell, didgeridoo, bit, banjo, and cling.
Okay. Just give it the banjo.
Oh no. It's possible to create a farm to produce 37 redstone blocks per hour, says Poop Cycle Ranger.
With the GM4D Forterra?
I think that's what they are referring to.
Okay.
Exotics? I don't speak French, sorry. My French ends at like 3 words, and it's embarrassing. I should have learned French.
Oui, oui. That's all I know. That and baguette and Eiffel Tower, which is not even French.
Yeah, now combine
It's
those.
just a
trop
thing in
fatigué.
French. Yeah,
Now
show
combine
off.
those. Je suis baguette.
Oh, I know a baguette magique.
I know somebody whose only German is Ich bin ein Kartoffel. I can't remember who that is though. I am a potato.
A while ago, back when I was at school, a friend of mine, he learned a bit of French, and he told me the only words of French he needs to know is, well, the only sentences he needs to know is, "Where's the fridge? Hey lady, how are you doing tonight? And can I stay at yours?"
A friend of a
Okay,
friend
then.
went to Switzerland, and her Swiss friend taught her the only important Swiss phrase, which is "Könntliches Bier haben bitte," with a Zurich accent, which is "Can I have a beer, please?"
I could actually tell that.
That it was a Zurich accent, or that it was
No, what it meant, like...
Könnte ich ein Bier haben, bitte?
You see, Blue uses this quite often.
I actually don't drink beer. Quite surprisingly for me being from Bavaria.
For Terra, I'm Xperia. I'm trying to remember what we do in main.
Aren't you glad it's no longer named XP Boost?
Yes.
XP boost.
Better XP, right?
XP plus plus.
XP plus plus.
It'd be XP times equals 2.
Alright, so Sparks are rewording all of that for Terra, I guess?
Tannic says to try the beacon ambient sound effect. I think we tried that one, but it's kind of a long one.
Yeah,
so
the
it
thing with those long ones
kind of
is-
overlaps a little bit.
Yeah, it's already overlapping and the sound engine doesn't like it when that happens, and...
They need a new sound engine. They're still using like somebody else's sound engine, I think.
Yeah, they do.
And it's kind of
Well, the sound
outdated.
engine, it's a fine sound engine, but it's not up for the job anymore.
yeah. There's too many sounds they're trying to play now, which I don't not a complaint, by the way. I love the use of sound. It makes the world feel so much more alive.
Over the course of
When
Game of
furnaces
War-
started crackling, I was like, yes.
When I
My
was
life
playing,
feels complete. My internal monologue was going crackle, crackle for years.
because I haven't played survival much. When I played the UHC, the charity UHC recently, the furnace crackle, I kept thinking it was like approaching creepers or fire spreading or something, and it kept freaking me out.
That's great.
Over the course of Game of 4...
People are saying
we've-
block.beacon.ambient for the sound.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
already
we
mentioned
tried that
Oh,
one.
okay.
It's too long.
It's like a 10-second sound clip, I think, by default. And if we raise the pitch and shorten it, it still is like a second.
Over the
or
course
two.
of TM4, we have learned to use... Wow, 6-wheel beast, you left and joined pretty quick there. We have learned to use particles and sounds for modules much more, which makes them so much nicer. Like, it's a small touch, but
yeah.
it makes it so much better.
Little
Never forget
little
about
quality
sound
and
when
polish things.
Yeah.
Not to brag at all, brushes dust off shoulder. I think that's one of the things that sets us apart from like other modules and stuff, because a lot of people who make like just data packs will just throw stuff in and it works, and then they won't like add little
Well,
polish things.
That's where Game
hope
Mode
we
4
can-
would be at if it was just me still.
I hope we can teach people a bit, especially with these streams. If you're doing data packs, polish stuff, put in like particles and sounds for your stuff. And
Yeah, once you get it working, like, oh, okay, so how can I make this feel cool?
yeah, and another thing, look for a cool way of crafting stuff. Like, it doesn't always have to be the floor crafting. If you don't have like a crafting table ready, it doesn't have to be the floor crafting. Come up with something creative. It might take a bunch of work, but if you do something creative, like the smooshing here, where we use pistons to push the band onto the thing, that took a lot of work to get it to work, but it makes the experience so much better. Like, then it doesn't feel like some weird foreign module anymore. It makes your module feel like part of the game, which is important.
I think I need help. Is it age?
Yeah. It should be. Yeah, so it'll be one or
But we'll
zero,
have
one of the
to
two.
make sure that this only runs when they have used the stone pickaxe, because otherwise they can just drop blocks on the ground.
Yeah, that's why it's on the 20 hertz. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Oh, we need
They
to,
need
we
to
need to count stone mined.
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
yeah, you have to do stone mind and throw an
should
addition.
this-
We have to check the Shamir again in here.
Should this only work for plain stone, or should it also work for the other
Just
stone
cobblestone.
variants? Because those
cobblestone.
are different now. But if we made it work for the other stone variants, we could have different loot tables for those.
Well, with those, you don't destroy them by placing them down. Like, when you mine a piece of diorite, it becomes diorite, and you can place it down again. Whereas
That's
stone
true.
becomes cobblestone,
Yes.
and that was the
I
idea
see.
for this. So it only worked with cobblestone.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Also, you put the quotes on the wrong thing.
Demon Pixel says, I use a custom crafting GUI for one of my data, merging special enchantments, potion effect, etc. using a resource pack to add in a custom block and GUI. This GUI is just font magic, and it exists in two versions. One for my pack, the other for default. That's
Font
also
magic
a
is pretty
good way.
neat.
Yeah, it's a good way of doing it. Especially if you can run resource packs for your stuff, then that's a good way of going forward. Like the main thing is to make the experience with your data pack as user-friendly and as immersive as possible, in my opinion. Font magic is neat for that. Especially like what you can do
Font
with
magic is the new black magic from Signs.
But sadly, client side.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's
I
true.
mean, yeah. Yeah.
So we're checking that they have the tag saying they're holding the tool, and then we're also checking if they're holding the tool. So we just not bother tagging them.
Masud, if you're still around, this should first check if they have the tag and then check if they have the NBT, right? We'll wait
I'm
5
fairly
minutes
sure.
for that response.
I'm fairly sure, especially.
Because if that's the case, then the tag still helps to cut out people
Okay.
Yes.
who aren't, maybe?
I'm fairly sure it first checks the tag and then the MBT. Because Elliot called me out a bunch with the first upload of Zauber.
Barring
Right,
things like limit and type that should do selectors in order of specification.
Yeah, let's just leave it in.
Okay.
Alright,
We'll
so-
see how much Masud yells at us in 5 minutes when he hears our voices.
And
we
we
need
need
the
a
scoreboard here.
scoreboard. Yeah. I guess that
I'm
has to go into.
Getting there.
Yeah, that has to go into
In it.
metallurgy in it.
What should we call it? GM4 underscore. You know, I would love to call the scoreboard GM4 underscore for Terra underscore Stone underscore Mind. But then there is this arbitrary 60 character limitation for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, there's Masud screaming.
He said
There it
screaming.
is.
Okay. Things are back to normal.
We're just gonna pretend that that's referring to the 16 character limit and not to something we did wrong.
You can also
Element
refer
I'm
to
sure
the
we did.
also refer to the MBT part in its own if entity statements as element.
Oh, that's also true.
That's true.
Which
yeah.
one is better? Or are they equivalent?
Huh. What should I call this scoreboard? GM4 Fort? Fort Mind? Does this work? That's one.
Other Shamirs are not
You're right,
using.
Element. Thank you.
Other Shamirs are not using the Shamir name in their scoreboard.
Oh, they don't?
Nope, including Conduction and Arborender.
Well, I guess we could just call it Stone Mind. Because if it's a stat scoreboard anyways,
What did
then
the
we can't.
well, we might want it to reset. We don't. Well, this one would reset every tick, but another modules might not. What are the other ones called for this module?
Arborender has a kind of generic use axe name. I should really write something for the site to pull out a list of all objectives and tags so that we can have like a page people can type in something and check it doesn't conflict.
Wait, why is there no Minecraft Mine Stone option? There's just stone brick slabs, stone brick stairs, stone bricks. Oh, there is. It just doesn't show it in order complete.
Good. Minecraft hasn't changed. I was worried for a second there that it might be sensible.
We shouldn't call this stone mine. That's just a bad habit. Maybe.
Oh, I made the mistake of doing store-bought objectives list.
Oh really? What does that do? Scoreboard
91 of them.
list. That's a lot. We need a name, like Mizzo, scream at me. Give me a name.
For the scoreboard? What are the other ones in metallurgy?
Pixel says, in my opinion, adding resource pack assets into data packs would be so great. It can kind of be done with server resource packs, but those two would be separate. And yeah, we would love to see that. It would just make it so much better, like having a resource pack in your data pack. And we could use textures, and yeah, our Shamirs could use custom models on swords and stuff. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to
We'll
if they
pick a
do it.
name.
It'd be interesting to see how they get around some of the issues with it, like
I'm calling it-
how.
Put the scores argument before the MBT argument, Bishop. Alright, I'm calling it stone mine.
Okay. What was it in 1.12 Sparkies?
I'm not sure.
Am I the only one with it open? Let's have a look.
Yes.
Forterra. Blah, blah,
My
blah,
computer would eat a brick if it
it
opened
was
two
GM4
versions.
underscore Forterra mine.
See, now that's
Oh.
better than stone mine, but the other Shamirs don't use their name in the scoreboards.
I mean,
so-
we can still change it. It's not too late.
I will call it Forterra mine.
Okay.
Okay.
What are the other ones that we've used so far? Let me pull up the init.
GM4 use axe dire, use axe goal, use axe iro, use axe sto, and use axe woo.
But GM4 underscore Forterra underscore mine is 17 characters.
That's because it used to be Forterra mine with the camel casing.
Do
Forterra min.
you could abbreviate Forterra to
Forterra use.
FRTR. Oh, that's probably better.
That works.
Oh, I wish they got rid of that limitation.
Yeah, agreed.
Alright, so let's get back to the code here.
I'm
Forterra
adding that to
use
my list to
for-
make a jingle for whenever we're trying to figure out names.
Forterra use. Let's get noodles on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mizzo that put the scores argument before the MBT. We did that. We reset the score afterwards, and now we have to do something in this execute, which is probably running some function, right?
GM4, Forterra. Tag name. GM4 Forterra
Is it Forterra from here? Probably.
Mind. Forterra applied.
We're using.
There we go.
We have GM4 has Forterra. Is that what you're referring to?
No, this is for the item
Oh, okay.
after we apply the thing.
But
Wait,
the
do
age
need
is.
it?
We already checked the age, so it can't have that age for 2 ticks.
That is true.
Are
Ah,
the three of us
Also,
working on
it
one
was just a
answer
brain
together?
exercise, clearly.
Also, is this an S? I just guessed.
Yeah, it is short.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
Could it be drops instead of gems, since none of them are gems? Although technically, if you want to go into the details of how metal forms, it is a gem. But besides that,
Could we call it minute? Nah.
Randomized drops, loot, dust,
Well, loot reminds me too much
extras.
of entities.
drops. I mean, you're gonna have to get rid of that
We're going with
association
drops,
with
it's done.
1.14
I'm
with the
creating
loot
it.
command.
Trace elements?
Nope. Drops, randomized drops. New file, creating it now. We're moving on.
We need like time limits on our naming.
We should get one of those little sand timers you get with a lot of board games.
Sparks turnover, is that?
I've got one of those. Like in one of my
We'll-
drawers,
we'll
it's
just-
like
we'll just-
actually glass.
Tell you what, let's actually just drop a sand block through a cobweb.
That takes like what, 5
I-
minutes though?
Yeah, that's true.
I will put such a
If I
thing.
remember my 1.7 timer values.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, randomized drops.
Arrow despawns.
So now I guess we get a turn the UUID into a score range. Do you want to grab the UUID and put it on a scoreboard while I get the...
Well, so there's two options we can do here for the randomization. We can either pull in the UUID of the item, or we can use the rotation of the item, which is what the 1.12 version did, because that's also randomized when the item is spawned.
Yes, unless you blow it up with TNT, then it's sometimes 0.
Oh, by the way, guys, speaking of
Rotation,
which...
not movement.
Speaking of which, did you see the change in 1.14? TNT now drops all of the blocks it breaks, not some of them. Blocks are no longer destroyed.
Yeah. For metallurgy,
It will, yeah. Just to bear in mind.
I mean, we're going to redo that with the block loot table, I believe, anyway, right? If possible.
Oh, I guess we can, yeah.
If we can.
I believe you can do it with TNT.
In which case we can kind of lower the rates to reflect the fact that all of the blocks are being broken.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure
But
out
it
the
also means
rates.
that it'll work on Spigot finally.
Oh yeah, it looks like in 1.12 you were using the rotation.
Yeah, because we couldn't. That was an easy randomization for items.
Okay, I'm
'Cause
just
the
gonna...
rotation of an item that's when it's spawned is randomized, since it doesn't
Uh,
affect anything in the game.
Special, I can confirm that it takes less than 5 minutes for the sand to recover.
Oh shoot!
It's like...
What am I
more like
thinking then?
30
That's it.
seconds.
Mm.
Huh? Interesting.
Cobblestone items with age of 0. Do we have a distance limiter on that stone item check? We don't.
Who should?
Yeah.
Probably flat.
Otherwise, anyone in the world holds Forterra. Everybody gets the bit.
Okay, I put a distance of 5 on. So if you want to start... I'm just going to type out the randomization values for you.
Okay. I'm thinking that using the rotation of the entity is probably more efficient than pulling in the UUID, because the UUID we'd have to read NBT, write it to a number, and then do some math on it.
UUID is also
Whereas-
longer,
Yes.
so that's more bit shifting. But that's pretty low level.
It looks like it's summoning the item instead of converting the item, so you also get the cobblestone, which makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, there's only 3 things dropped.
Yeah, there isn't much. Like, you
Okay.
could add more if you want.
It's the two ingots and dust. Yeah, we could add more. I'm not sure what else we would do.
Yeah, it's
Well, we can't do diamonds because they will...
wait, ingots.
No, it was nuggets.
Yeah, I see 2 nuggets and dust. That's it.
Drop golden apples.
Wizard says we were already using the piston bug to drop all the blocks, so don't nerf it, shake my head.
Could drop Nautilus. No, because they'd be. For a second there. I was thinking
Fossils.
fossils. Dun, dun, dun. Like the Nautilus shell, but I'm like, no, those would be imprints in the stone
Yeah.
or X prints.
Yeah, they wouldn't be. They aren't made of.
They wouldn't be
Yeah.
actual shells.
It's stone.
I'd say silverfish,
took
but
me-
that's just annoying.
When I learned that fossils aren't actually dinosaur bones or the actual organism, but just stone imprints of them, I was at like age 12 and I was really shocked. I always thought it was like real.
How about some
organic gold matter.
experience? Because you can't place and remine.
Not unless you use Silk Touch. Oh,
Yeah.
Can you check if it was incompatible with Silk Touch?
Well, it would have been.
Oh no, never mind. It would be already because
Cobble.
we're checking for
Yeah,
cobblestone.
Yeah.
cobblestone.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Maybe it could drop.
And we're checking the
experience.
mine stone objective for when they mine cobblestone. Okay,
Experience
we're
would
good.
be nice in my opinion. But only if it drops a gem. A metal. A trace element.
Oh, you think you should drop experience if you get
Yes.
a gold ingot or an iron ingot?
Well, that's the thing I could see Mojang doing. They've been moving to making every little task drop experience lately. So that's
Yeah.
the thing I could see being a thing.
Do you think it'd be too much in your face as you go along? Because this is kind of a very low profile thing that
I'm not
happens.
saying every
Whereas an
piece
XP
of
orb
stone.
might be a little more.
I'm not saying every
Well,
piece
yeah,
of
but, like-
stone
Well,
would do it.
we could just make it so that if you get a drop, then there's a chance of getting experience as well.
In addition to the
That's
drop.
case, yeah.
Then we have
that's
to-
the case for ores like coal.
Then we have to find another thing to
we need it.
randomize with, though. I guess the newly summoned items rotation, unless they always have a fixed rotation if they're summoned with a summon command, which I think they do.
No, I believe summoned items are also random.
Oh, okay. So you
we
could
could
use
also
the rotation of the random item, of the summoned item.
We could also just pull 2 bits of randomness from the first item summoned. Like the rotation.
Then we'd have to shift to UUID. I don't know if.
No, we don't have to. Rotation is like a value between 180, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then
And it's
you have-
only one value though.
Yeah, but you could just split the value up into 2. Like,
Yeah.
use the 2 digits of the value.
No.
Okay. Just occasionally
I
a little
love
bit
how
of XP
Sparks just
instead.
said no.
You can't split it without sticking it in a scoreboard, right? Which is what we were trying to avoid.
Yeah, we'd have to need a scoreboard, and that's horrible.
Just use the rotation of the newly summoned item.
Yeah.
Can
probably.
you get the values for iron nuggets, Sparks? You got 2, complained that there were only 3, and never got even the third one.
Oh. Complained. Iron was 51 to 90.
Oh, that's interesting. Demon Pixel does loot tables in vanilla can't edit XP yet, so if I change redstone ore to drop only drop the ore item every time, you still get XP because you can't turn it off. Annoying.
That is
I
annoying.
didn't know that.
That seems like an oversight.
Huh.
I'm scrolling through a list of items right now, by the way. Why don't we do emeralds as well?
I wish there were like emerald fragments. New item time?
Emerald
Craftable
shards.
into
Emerald
emeralds.
shards would be amazing.
Yeah, but emeralds are so low in value anyways.
What's
I
the
don't know the
crystallization?
situation
What's the
of
crystal
114.
structure of an emerald?
I'm going to suggest that when we update this to 114 and can detect biomes with loot tables, we should make extreme hills areas have a chance of dropping emeralds.
Ooh, I like that. I like that
Yeah.
idea. Add a
Basically-
comment in here to remind us of that.
In fact,
Basically, the crystal structure of aluminium oxide.
we can. I'm pretty sure, based on what Miso's been
Hexagonal.
doing with Orbis, we can actually change the drops based on their altitude as well. So you could get better drops deeper down.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Miso says, "Oh, because that was a good idea, or because that's going to be a bloody pain."
Emerald is a hexagonal crystal structure, so it'll probably fragment. I think. Like into shards. If I'm remembering right. Just if we want to be scientifically accurate with our
Well, but
with our
you have to keep in mind
thorium
what
brass
makes it
alloy.
what makes it what makes it emerald is tiny imperfections. I think it's what's in there to make it green. Don't remember. It doesn't really matter.
I'd be very tempted to add that height-based thing, but I think that people are going to be using this for shaft mining when they're down at Y10 anyway, so I think it's just
Well,
overkill.
I think people are using this for building
Sorry? For building
cobblestone. Yeah, stone generator, and then you just sit there.
but the tool might break.
You could do that, yes.
But yeah, the tool would potentially break. You'd have to also supply yourself with experience.
And you could just build one of those down at Y10 if we build a height limit in.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
the height
I
limit's
think it's
worth
okay
it, but I
if
think
it works with the stone generator.
I think the biome idea for emerald drops might be
It's
nice.
fine. Yeah, but we can't do it yet.
No.
Add a comment so we remember.
What else could it drop?
Yeah, Misode, we would be thinking of detecting the biome.
Well, people would like it if we made it drop clay as well.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that doesn't necessarily make sense for stone, though.
That is true, but
Maybe it would.
Well,
Clay is kind of a.
It
I feel like clay would
depends
happen
on
more
the
if you were
stone.
digging dirt.
But not
Yeah.
really special. It depends on the stone type, and Minecraft just has
Yeah.
the generic stone, so.
If it was super low in the earth, there shouldn't be a lot of clay in it. At least not
Well,
multiple
you wouldn't
clay, like wet
expect
clay
it.
that you can fire into a brick.
But what if it would be like a karst structure, like a limestone-ish stone, and then you have a little iron deposit there? Then you would get clay.
Misode says we should make it into a loot table right now, but we can't.
We can't use a loot table right now, Misode.
Do you
Oh,
want?
we can. We can.
What?
We can make it. We can do it like in the end fishing. You make a loot table and reward the loot table as an advancement.
But we can't run the advancement at the location of the
That's
summoned
right.
item.
It would then.
It would just give it to the player instead of
But
spawning
that's
it as an
not,
item.
not nice. Yeah. So we can't.
In 1.14, you could make it so you need to be in a river, ocean, or swamp biome between 50 and 70 to get clay.
Yeah, how does the biome detection work
It's just
in
a
loot tables? Which biomes can you detect? Can you detect all of them?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
Interesting.
Demon I don't think we have to make Shamirs less OP. Any thoughts?
No, I think
Do
they're
we have
fine.
to make Shamirs less OP?
They're not that
I mean,
OP
you have
yet.
to put a lot of work in. Well, at least for early game.
Until a GFD makes a stupid blast chamber contraption and fills a double chest.
Well, back to the clay. I think people would like that.
It is a pain to mine, so if you can get it while you're shaft mining instead, then that's one
Yeah,
less
clay
task.
is not really renewable, and
Yeah.
It's not renewable, it's a pain to
AFKing
get.
for a little. AFKing for like a little bit of iron and gold, I don't think is super worth it. As in that hour, you could
I think
get a lot more in
people-
from other sources.
I think people would do it for a clay though.
That's a good point.
I feel like clay would be a good thing to add, frankly speaking.
But do we want to use enable this as a AFK thing?
Well, people have been doing it anyways. On
Not,
TM40,
I don't think
they-
that much though. This would just make it
Oh,
a lot more encouraging.
done a lot on
to do it.
TM40. If I remember correctly.
For the redstone, I think,
Yeah.
right? Since redstone was weird
Yep.
and it didn't drop from the witches because the witches
Oh, where
Didn't
could
be
you get
witching.
redstone? Lower caves and
caves.
and cursed, right?
Yeah. And the witch farms never worked because witches are broke.
Yeah.
Well, currently, is this module working? We haven't actually tested this at all yet. We've just been typing.
I have no idea if these summons are going to work. We're going to find out in about 20 seconds, I expect.
Yeah, let's put down some stone and get.
Oh,
You know what fossil
I had a
we
range
could put in
incorrect, so...
there? Dead coral fans. Because those are stone.
That's kind of true.
And they would basically be like they are.
They're,
Well,
I feel like
they
it'd
might
be
be mineral
kind of
deposits
annoying to
in
get mining, though.
they're
Yeah,
not
it would just be
renewable.
super
Are they?
annoying. And they don't help you because they are ugly if they are dead and you can't revive them.
We seem to have done both of the copper bands today.
Give them a lot of stone buttons called Tiny Pebble.
Have we reloaded?
I will reload for you.
Oh boy. Okay, find stone, incorrect argument, line 4, position 8. Execute.
Find stone.
Ah,
Where is it? Line 4 position.
we forgot the as.
Next one.
Reload.
Reloading.
No such
clean.
file.
We're clean now. We're good.
Okay. Let's try it. Oh god, the rates are going to be low, right? So
Assuming they're thing at all.
the Forterra active thing is working on the sidebar.
Okay, I'm using the wrong rotation. It should be Y. The rotation system in MC is weird because you have a 2-dimensional rotation system in a 3-dimensional space.
Yeah. Well, that's all you need, though, Spettle.
Yeah, you get some lock at some places though. But also, they named the axes at which they turn weird.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so it should be Y rotation.
Can we increase the rates? Just for
It
testing.
didn't work right now. Because it was looking at X rotation. They also might not spawn with age 0, they might spawn with age 1.
Put a execute say command in a command block, maybe?
Yeah. They
Looks
do
like
spawn
it.
with 0.
You gave me efficiency.
That's like the first time I ever used the enchant command.
I don't know what these rates are like, but I haven't seen any yet.
It should be about 40% of the time. No, 25% of the time.
That's not been the case.
Yeah,
something.
that's not true then.
Something's wrong. Do we want to run a say command in randomized drops to check it's running?
Yep.
Yeah. I will double check my summon commands in the meantime to make sure that I'm not forgetting something
Yeah,
vital.
randomized drops is not running.
The summon command is working fine. I did not forget
Randomized
any
drop
argument.
is called from Find Stone. Find Stone, is this running? Say.
We never had. Did we add the objective?
Oh, I don't think we did.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, I thought you were creating it in game, so I was creating it in the init.
Oh no, I wanted to do that, but it was my fault. Blame it on me. Sparks, go for it.
Done.
Still no says running.
Did you remove the say in Find Stone?
Nope.
No. And Find Stone isn't even running.
So pulse check?
Where's my
And there are no errors.
You do have no errors. You do have has for terra tag.
Oh, we
Mine a piece of stone.
It says faux terra, not for terra.
Ah.
Mine a piece of stone.
The reset is
Yeah.
for Tira instead of for Terra as well.
Then I spelled it wrong when I added it too a second
So
ago.
find stone is working.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yep, so we can remove that say.
No, I messed up the scoreboard again. You don't want to know I'm an idiot. I gave it the dummy objective.
It's also wrong here. Oh my god, you typed it wrong everywhere.
But where are you?
Did you add it into a init, right?
I typed it in it, so I should expect it's typed right.
We missed the opportunity here. We should have called it.
Yeah.
Look at Minecraft chat. We should have called it for Terra.
No, that was a good opportunity to miss.
Oh, it's not broken. It's mine, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. I almost told it to use the every stone item that you've broken due to durability.
It still doesn't seem to be running.
Try again, maybe. Are we sure the functions here for broken?
Oh,
Did it do something?
randomized drops function is running now. I don't know what we changed, but it should now have a chance of dropping them.
Special,
Yeah,
do
the
you want
scoreboard's working now.
Do you want to dig as well, special?
No, I was trying to see if the scoreboard was working.
I was like, oh, it dropped a cookie. I'm still not seeing any drops, but the randomize function's running.
Randomize. I will look through it. Maybe the rotation is wrong, special?
It might be.
The original is RYM and RY, but that's changed, so...
Okay, yeah, that should still work then. If entity.
Oh, you're about to do the same thing. I'm reloading in 3, 2,
I just
1.
wait.
Wait.
That's fine. It's got a capital parenthesis, a capital 0.
Reload.
Have you ever tried to capitalize your numbers?
So we are getting the warning you
I think
posted.
we're summoning these at world spawn.
Oh.
Are these? Is it not
No,
already
we're
running at
summoning
the stone?
it.
I thought we.
Exit S.
Oh no, we're just
Add
running
an
it
S.
at the player. Check your inventory, Sparks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 7 iron nuggets, 10 gold ingots, and 3 redstone dust. The redstone dust is even on my hotbar and I didn't notice it. Yeah. Oh, it looks like you made a change and now it's working.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, I put it at the item.
Good stuff.
We want to give it a little bit of motion when it spawns.
Well, you gotta keep in mind that this block usually disappears after it's been mined.
You know, the ones being dropped by the cobblestone has like a little upwards motion.
That's true, yeah, but if we'd have to randomize the motion.
We wouldn't have to.
I mean, upwards motion.
Just
would
give it
be
a little
fine.
upwards tick like the drops from custom crafters.
Yeah, upwards tick is fine.
Is motion a double?
It's a double.
Yeah.
I'm still in favor of doing clay, by the way.
I think 0.1 might be quite an upwards motion, but we'll see.
I don't remember my motion values. We'll find out.
I think 0.1 is quite high. Did you reload?
If it shoots into the sky, we'll find out.
Maybe I should turn this off for a second here.
I haven't seen any drops since you made the change. Oh, there was one. It didn't
There
seem to
was
really
one,
pop much. It did pop up a little bit, I think, so it might be alright. Yeah, it has a little...
Yeah.
I think it has a little upwards
little
pop.
floop.
It's alright.
Okay, great. We got 2 modules done. Bye, guys. It is now
Can
midnight,
we
so-
maybe
Sound-
consider clay?
Sound
before-
effect?
Sound effect?
Or nah?
I mean, there's already.
Or should this just be
popping-
silent?
I
I
mean,
don't
there's
think
already
so.
the sound
There's
effect of breaking the block.
Yeah.
There's already there is a sound effect. Particle effect?
No.
No, there's already breaking.
There's the
block
particle
icon.
effect for the breaking the block.
It's
Okay.
just the drop.
Okay. Sounds good.
Should we consider clay? I'm all in favor of clay.
My only concern with clay is that then it becomes the only renewable source of clay.
TV
And
Pixel also said it should.
mining stone is kind of a weird way to get.
You think there should be a
Wet
better way to
clay.
get clay?
Yeah.
Maybe a
Oh,
liquid.
If we had clay,
We
it
should
should
make it a
be
liquid tanks expansion.
another way.
Consumes water, and you have to mix in like bone meal or some kind of organic matter, like getting like plants and stone and water.
Like gravel and stuff.
Yeah, but why plants? Clay is mostly just iron and.
It's dead organism, isn't it?
No.
Clay has
That's like peat.
it has like organic matter in it, doesn't it?
Pretty sure it doesn't.
Some, but
Clay's
it's not
just-
primarily organic. It's a
Clay's-
type of like stone. Ish.
Yeah, clay's iron and mostly iron and a bunch of other minerals.
Turning iron into clay.
Iron nuggets probably, because it's a low amount of iron.
All right.
Maybe you.
It's there between the 5 main minerals found in clay. Kaolinite is the most common. Kaolinite is 2 aluminum, 2 silica, 5 oxygen, and occasionally a hydroxide stuck on the end.
Maybe diorite or andesite because they're kind of whiter stones.
It is a soft white mineral, but is often colored red or orange by iron oxide, also found in the soil. So the most common elements are like aluminum and silica, but then
I
you get
see,
a lot of
trace-
color and strength
trace
from
amounts.
iron oxide.
So we could turn sand into clay. Well, no, we can't because
That's just silica dioxide.
yeah.
You need aluminum somewhere. pull aluminum bauxite in.
We don't have any aluminum.
We have bauxite.
ore.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's aluminum.
A metallurgy expansion that doesn't actually involve Shamirs. It's just reusing the
Just
stones
the
for something
ore.
else. So you'd have to TNT blast to get clay.
How'd you like that episode?
We made clay renewable for you. You don't have to TNT us.
You have to. I wonder if there's an actual way, if people actually like manufacture clay in real life, or if it's just so common you don't.
I
Me too.
don't think. Well, actually, no, you make me wonder. Yeah.
Maybe Forterra should very rarely drop copper ore
Oh.
from metallurgy, malachite.
Oh. But that
Ooh.
would heavily imbalance the entire thing, and you have copper ore would be super cheap.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if we do
Copper
ore,
is
we do
everywhere,
rest as
man.
well.
Like
I know.
copper ore and bauxite are like it's most of the earth.
Yeah, but in
Yes.
Minecraft, like it has a very specific use right now. I don't
mean,
know. If, I don't know if other modules would ever use our ores to do other things.
Yeah, but then it would basically it would be like a progression thing. You would have to blast open rock first, and then you can get your Forterra pickaxe. Then you can mine for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I
true.
like progression things like that.
Yeah,
But
it's
then,
just you wouldn't be able to
in
get
my
the
opinion,
others.
then we would have to do it for all of the different.
And we have to do it
minerals.
like nuggets of copper ore, like copper slag,
Would that be
I think,
possible?
for it to be balanced.
How would we represent a nugget of copper?
Nugget of copper ore.
I think,
or like
I think we could totally
something like that.
make like a sort of like a custom crafter which grinds down stone you feed it,
Oh,
destroys the stone
Or we,
block you feed it, and sometimes
or we
gives you.
just make it drop entire copper ore and make it a low chance. That would avoid the entire extra crafter issue.
What?
This should be a thing for another another day.
I like that idea. Can we write it down somewhere?
Right, what down?
Making the Forterra pickaxe drop these special ores from all the stones.
I think it would be. The problem with the other stones is you can place and re-break them without having to smelt first.
That's
In
true.
that case,
Which
if
is
it
why I'm thinking some
drops
kind
the,
of-
if it drops the ore, it would void the stone.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
interesting.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Because then you can't replace it.
Yeah. Okay. I like.
I wonder if this should be an entire different Shamir.
I don't think so. Fits Forterra pretty well, I
'Cause-
think.
Well, because Forterra is just like you're getting lucky when you're mining, and oh, there's a tiny little vein of this. Whereas
It would be
To
more
get the
like
other
some
things, you
kind
have to
of
blast it open.
prospector,
Your
pickaxe has
prospector
bombs on the
Shamir.
end of it.
Shamir.
But I think it would just make it a bit confusing if you have two really similar Shamirs that give you extra drops on stone.
I want to give you
Like why
more
should
drops.
we
I wanted to
merge?
give you.
Why shouldn't we merge them into one?
So that people who are casting Shamirs have a lower chance of getting the one they want. We need more Shamirs.
Let's just make 10 dummy Shamirs. They don't do anything, they just look fancy.
This one gives you gas.
Oh boy.
Can we write this down somewhere?
Yeah, we can.
I put it in randomized drops.
Okay, I guess we'll wrap up the stream here today.
Yep.
And we got 2 Shamirs converted, so that's good. Are we halfway there yet?
Let me check actually. Let me update our module list. So we updated for Terra. Well, maybe we'll have to add on a feature there, but I will mark it as updated.
We can always push it to 114.
Yep, we have updated Hyper Xperia. So that gives us outdated ones are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and updated ones are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Or even.
We are exactly
wait.
halfway there.
No, there's 13 of them.
Well, what?
Helios.
Oh, Helios. Yep. Have we updated Helios yet?
I don't remember.
Helios
It
is
depends
not
if we
even in my
integrated it
list.
into. No, we haven't done Helios yet.
Helios
I-
isn't
we're-
even on
I
this
think-
module list.
Yeah, because it's not one of the chosen 12. It's the excommunicated brother.
Should I add it to the module list? Probably,
Yeah.
right?
It's. I think we decided to package it in the chosen 12.
I think maybe we didn't.
It's in the. It's
It
in the
is
list.
here.
It's
Yeah,
in the
it's
file
here.
structure.
So I guess we did.
So we must have decided to package it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd just be like what? Packaged with
Nothing. Standard.
weighted armor? Oh, that's a thought. Do we package it with
I
weighted armor?
suggested that, and Blue shouted at me.
Oh, did he? Well, because then you
Yeah.
wouldn't get Helios if you don't have weighted armor installed.
Well,
This
Yeah,
is what
but-
I said.
and then you can't get. And the Helios shimmy would never show up if you don't have metallurgy installed, but you do have weighted armor.
yeah, but then you have code running that isn't necessary. You have just weighted armor.
Yeah, this is what he said.
What code is running? We wouldn't have to do the calculations.
Could we make it so that Helios will only manifest as a Shamir if you have weighted armor installed? Like in the randomizer picking?
I guess.
I don't know how we check for the presence of a data pack.
Using
Oh, yeah, we
the
can't
score it
do that
has.
anymore.
Oh, I guess you could
Well,
uninstall
that's
the
the
score
score.
would remain.
Yeah, but if you remove it, then that score is still there.
Actually, that's a
Yeah.
good point because 1.13 scuba tanks checks that score
Maybe
to work out.
every data pack, Gamemode 4 module pack, should have an uninstall function.
We can't do that.
We can remove scoreboards, we
Game
can't
does
remove
not-
tags.
The game doesn't support that.
Just kill a D.
There's currently there's not like a function tag that runs when you unload a pack, unless they added that in 1.14 and I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, we can give players
But-
an uninstall function just like as like a Game of 4 function that they have to run.
Okay, so Sparks, you said scuba.
Sunken Treasure,
Um,
if it detects scuba gear is installed using that scoreboard check, it will drop scuba gear sometimes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's only up on the randomizer. So if it goes through the randomizer and in the randomizer for the module score of Sunken Treasure of scuba gear. And if that is 1 or more, then it enables extra drops.
Yes.
Yeah, but we
Just
can do that
for-
with the
Yes.
with the Shamir. So I guess this raises like I guess maybe a standardization question. Can we assume that once a user installs a module, that they're gonna leave it installed along with all the others? Like what you said with that. Once someone installs Scuba, Sunken Treasure will now forever drop Scuba Gear until the player
it
either
won't.
manually resets the score,
Yes,
which
it
is an
will.
option. It's
Oh yes, it will. Yeah.
Yeah.
so
this
it's
is
a
what we're
fairly
saying.
if for example in the Sunken Treasure, I think it's a thing we can add to the wiki. It's like a thing at the bottom, but like if someone installed Sunken Treasure, played with it for a while, and then disabled it, and they enabled Scuba Gear for a while and then disabled it because they didn't like it or something. But they kept playing with Sunken Treasure and they didn't like that they kept getting Scuba Gear, then they could just run that scoreboard reset command provided on the wiki.
You know how we fix this, right? Have the base clock.
Package all.
Have the base clock set all of the scores for modules back to 0 every few minutes and poll all of the modules to set their score back to whatever number they should be.
Or just every reload. Every reload,
Yeah.
every module reinstalls.
Oh dear.
I mean,
Or
technically
you
it's a
could
good
just-
idea.
Is there an easy way? Maybe this is a discussion for the Discord later, but yeah,
Yeah, let's move this discussion over to Discord and wrap this to Dragon.
yeah. Dinner's gonna close here in a little bit, so I should.
Cool.
I
Alright,
should-
thanks for watching, guys. Our usual
Yeah,
meandering
thanks
wrap
for
up.
thanks.
We're hoping to have this out in time, soonish.
Yeah.
We're doing our best. See you guys.
We kind of faded off a little bit, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Ciao.